Here I'm going to show you how to find 100 more or less than a given number. We just looked at finding 10 more or less than a given number, and the rule there was to add or subtract 1 from a tens place. In this case, we're finding 100 more or less. So we're going to add or subtract 1 from the hundreds place. So the first number is 1030. So what I'll do is I'll use a table. We're either finding 100 more or 100 less. So let's see, 0 is in the units place, 3 is in the tens place, 0 is in the hundreds place, and 1 is in the thousands place. So if you want to find 100 more than 1030, you add 1 to the hundreds place, the digits in the hundreds place. Here we have 0, so we just add 1 to the 0. It's going to be 1, 0 plus 1 is 130. That's all. To find 100 less, you subtract 1 from the hundreds place. Now, the same thing as if you are carrying out a subtraction where you're subtracting 1. Because 0 is smaller than 1, you borrow from the digit to the left. So 1 goes to 0. You borrow 1 from the digit to the left, 1 goes to 0, and then you have your 1 here, which is the same thing as adding 10 to 0. So that's 10 minus 1, which gives 9. So you're left with 0 in the thousands place, 9 in the hundreds place, and then you have your 3 and 0. And this 0, because the first number in this number is 0, you don't have to write it down. So we have 930. Another way to look at it is just to carry out a subtraction. 1030 minus 100, and you get the same 930. So try that at home. The next number is 40. Okay, with 40, I just want to find 100 more than 40. Now, in 40, there's no number in the hundreds place, which means that there might as well be 0 there. So I'm just interested in finding 100 more than 40, so I add 1 to the digits in the hundreds place. So instead of 0, I'm going to have 1, and then the other digits stay the same. For the last number, 4901, I want to find 100 more, and I want to find 100 less than the number. To find 100 more, I simply add 1 to the digits in the hundreds place. 9 plus 1 gives 10. Because it's 10, I'll write 0 and carry 1 to the next place. 4 plus 1 is 5. So I'm left with 5001. Alternatively, you could just say, let me add 100. 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 9 plus 1 is 10, 0, carry 1, which is the same thing we did there. 4 plus 1 is 5. So you get the same result. To find 100 less, you could say, okay, 4901 minus 100, which is 1 minus 0, 1, 0 minus 0, 0, 9 minus 1, 8, 4 minus nothing, 4, which is fine. Or you could just say, I'm subtracting 1 from the digit in the hundreds place, and that leaves me with 4, then 9 minus 1, 8, 0, 1. So I should write this clearly, 4, 8, 0, 1, which is the same thing here. So you find that sometimes it's easier to add 100 than just adding 1 to the hundreds place. Sometimes it's easier to subtract 100 as opposed to subtracting 1 from the digit in the hundreds place. But sometimes it's easier to add 1 to the digit in the hundreds place, and sometimes it's easier to add and subtract 1 from the digit in the hundreds place. So if you're getting stuck with one approach, try the other one.